Well, hey there. Happy Customer Service Week. Welcome to day 4. Today, we're doing something a little different as we celebrate the heart of service. We are focusing on you. You know, when you fly and the flight attendant tells you that in the event of a drop in cabin pressure, you are to put on your oxygen mask first and then take care of those around you. That's what we're doing today. This is about you taking care of you. When you can breathe, when you have oxygen, you are free to focus. You are free to support. You are free to build up those around you. So today, I am going to give you several tips that I hope you will take and apply today, this week, and beyond. It's all about setting boundaries, giving yourself the opportunity, multiple opportunities every day to step away from your work physically and mentally. And we're going to look how to take your power back so that you are free to support those around you. I'm so glad you're here. At the start of the pandemic, I saw a social media post that asked, am I working from home or am I living from work? And a lot of us can relate to this. Working from home, the lines get blurred. We cease to have a life if we're not careful, if we're not intentional. So I am starting off today by helping you to set boundaries that will help you feel like you have both a life and you have work and there is clear separation. All right, we are going to start as we set boundaries by looking at a practice that I do and I love. It's called schedule blocking. I read a book a few months before the start of the pandemic called Free to Focus by Mike Hyatt. It's essentially a time management book, and there are many ideas for helping you achieve balance and focusing on what you really want to focus on. One of my biggest takeaways was schedule blocking. So Mike Hyatt has the idea that what if you batched your tasks? So you batched emails. So I go in and I read emails and I knock them out and I don't return to my email for some time. He suggests maybe 2 times a day you check your email. Another thing is he talked about batching all of your meetings, having your meetings maybe on 2 days a week. It may be long 2 days, but you batch all of the meetings. So you go full throttle on meetings for 1 or 2 days, and then the other days you're free to do other tasks. The way I have used schedule blocking in my life is I block off 2 days a week, Monday and Friday, and I call those execution days. On Monday and Friday, I do not do any video meetings. I don't do workshops. Everything is behind the scenes to get me ready for my clients. So I'm writing proposals, I'm designing content, I am recording training, I'm delivering training, or not delivering training, I'm designing a keynote. So I'm designing the work that will be FaceTime for my clients. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are days that I am meeting with clients. And so that's when I'm having those video calls. And I block my schedule on those 3 days by not allowing my schedule to accept any meeting before 11 a.m. I still want the morning to prepare, to execute, and then I wrap my day up. At 4:30 p.m., I begin to wrap up the day. Schedule blocking can be very effective. Now, depending on the nature of your job, it may look different for you. My blocking off Monday and Friday may not be realistic, but you can find a way to block your schedule that works for you. For example, you may say only twice a day will I check emails, and you knock those out, say at 10 a.m. and at 4 p.m. That is what I do. I check emails twice a day, 12:30 p.m., that late in the day. Yes, I'm being transparent with you because I'm executing in the mornings, even on my days where I take meetings. So I get in there and it may take a full hour because it's a lot of emails from the night before and that morning. But I knock them all out. Then I don't open my email again until around 4:30. And then I stay at my computer until I've responded to everything. I save so much time by not checking my email throughout the day. A lot of us, we're checking email before we even get out of bed. We're checking it over lunch. We're checking it when we should be enjoying our family. So schedule blocking helps you batch things, put things together so that you can have that balance that you're seeking. pause email. This is something that I practice and I have for many years. I actually have a feature in my email server where I can click a blue button that says pause email. That makes it easy for me not to check my emails before 12:30 and before 4:30 when I go back again. So I check my emails, I hit pause, I don't even get them. So if I'm tempted, and I am, if I'm tempted to pick up my iPhone and go to email, I can open my email, but there's nothing there. And it reminds me, even though I've done this for 3 years now, I still have that temptation to go to my phone. Now, if it's an emergency, I will go. I will make an exception if I need to, but I do pause my email. If you don't have that pause feature, but this interests you, it just means you have to be disciplined and intentional about not going into your email several times a day. Maybe you decide I will check emails at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., right before I go to lunch, 3 p.m., and at the end of the day. That may sound like a lot, but it will be better than checking your email throughout the day. We eat up so much time, lose so much time in email. Learn to say no. We're still talking about boundaries. Learn to say no without feeling guilty and without feeling like you have to give people a full explanation. I'm speaking to women here. It's us women that struggle with this the most. We feel like we have to say yes. Or if we don't say yes, what does that mean? How am I perceived? I read Shonda Rhimes' book, A Year of Yes. Shonda Rhimes, of course, is the creator of Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, and other shows. Well, she wrote a book called A Year of Yes. Fabulous book about owning our power and trying new things. But in that Year of Yes book, Shonda talks about saying no. Sometimes we need to say no. And because we're talking about boundaries, we're going to talk about this. I'm going to give you some of my phrases for saying no that I've adapted directly from Shonda's book. She says she has learned to say no to people by simply saying, I'm not able to. I'm not able to do that without explaining. Okay, you're not rude. You are just assertively saying, I'm not able to do that. I do this now as a result of reading Shonda's book. Just yesterday or 2 days ago, my good friend who I walk with several times a week texted and wanted to know if I wanted to walk at 6:15 a.m. The next day. Not uncommon for us, but I just wasn't feeling it, right? You have the right to not feel it, to not want to do it. So my first temptation was to give an excuse. Oh, I've got an early morning and I've got so many things to do before the start of my workday. But I thought, no, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to make an excuse. I merely typed back, I'm not able to walk tomorrow. But let's see if we can walk together Friday. All right, so do it. It can be just as simple as that. So try that. This is beyond the scope of the project, and I'm not able to add this in. So if you want to give a reason, okay, not an excuse, but just to let people know so you don't come across as rude, I'm not able to do this. It's beyond the scope of what we have in our contract, and at this point, I'm not able to add it in. I'm not able to partner with you under these terms. Basically, all of these ways of saying no are the same. It's no, without you feeling guilty, without you over-explaining. Try that. It's a powerful way for you to set those boundaries. All right, let's move on to not just setting boundaries, but getting up and getting away from your workspace. And I'm going to walk you through ways to physically get up. One of the ways is mental, but how to physically and mentally escape several times a day without feeling guilty. And when you do it, it's going to give you more balance. And that is exactly what we are looking for. The first is 20/20 vision. I heard an optometrist talking on the evening news about, this is before the pandemic, so it's a good idea just in general, about how so many of us are in front of our computers all day, right? Most of the people that would be here today, that's our lives, right? We're in front of the computer. For the health of our eyes, the optometrist suggested that every 20 minutes, you turn away from that screen, computer, tablet, phone. Every 20 minutes, you turn away for 20 seconds. And I could have made this 20-20-20 because for 20 seconds, you are focusing on something that is 20 feet away, or at least 20 feet away. I practice this because I know I'm sitting at the computer, whether it's a recording day or it's a day full of video meetings or working. I'm always staring at a screen. So I will, every 20 minutes, I don't literally set a timer, but I try to be mindful of it. I turn to my left where I'm standing here is a window. I'm upstairs and I have a beautiful view of my neighbor's garden that is so wonderfully landscaped. And so I'll just look for 20 seconds at something in their garden. Very healthy. So that's a mental break. And you might even stand up for that, but you don't have to stand for that. 40-minute blocks. Now, you already know I'm into schedule blocking. One of the things I was doing even before I read Mike Hyatt's great book is I would literally set a timer for 40 minutes. And I didn't want to do any task more than 40 minutes. The exception would be a video call workshop, right? So it's within reason. So if I'm checking emails, I want to stop, take my eyes off of the computer for a few minutes. So I would set a timer and then I would get up and do something else. That might be just me. I've always worked from home. Maybe that's me just going to the kitchen. Maybe that's me walking around to get some steps. But every 40 minutes, I disconnect. Doesn't mean I won't come back and finish that task, because often I am, but I do get up. But knowing that I have that 40-minute timer, it also makes me focus so I can get it done. Step out and inhale the honeysuckle. This is quite literal for me. A few years ago, I was sitting on my patio and it was in the spring, a nice breezy day, and I inhaled the scent of honeysuckle coming over my neighbor's fence. That took me back to when I was a girl, growing up on North Detroit Avenue, and my mother had a honeysuckle bush right to the left of the steps on the porch. And I loved sucking on honeysuckle, and I loved the scent. My point for you is step outside, smell the roses, look at the sky, take your dog out and just get out. I mean, and this can be 5 minutes. I mean, it doesn't have to be a big time commitment. Wear an activity counter. That'll get you up. Wear an Apple Watch, a Fitbit. I wear an Oura Ring, and the counters they will remind you to get up. So it's good for you. And a nice reminder. Increase your water intake. That will get you out, right? Because you'll have to, it'll get you up. I'll say get you up. Work outside. If you're still at home, go outside. That's a practice I do. When I'm proofing things, I make a point to print them out, the documents out, and then go to my patio and proof. I do that because I want to be free to really proof. And then I want a different set of scenery. So I do that. That's just my practice, and it gets me outside. Take a 5 to 10 minute, now you may not do yoga. I do happen to practice yoga. Take a 5 to 10 minute break to do some activity. Maybe I'm gonna walk for 5 minutes. For me, I keep my green yoga mat out and visible to remind me to get up and take some action, to be physical. The last item here is, it is a mental break, but nonetheless, it is a break. Have brain breaks. Burn a candle. I have one right in front of me burning right now. Maybe burn incense, play some music. Now, this is clearly best suited for someone who is working from home, but whatever makes, get your vibe set. That's what you want to do. Well, try those ideas. I mean, some of them, 2 or 3 of them would be enough to get you moving. All right, 3 final ideas, bonus ideas to help you get that sense of balance. Take a full lunch every day. Whether you work from home or you're in the office, make a point to disconnect. Whether that's an hour, 30 minutes, whatever feels right for you, step away from your workspace and take lunch. I do that. For me, I like to turn on the TV and watch news or go to the patio, but I do take a lunch every day, and I hope that you'll do that too. Go for a 20-minute walk if you can. Most days for me, that's in the morning, but I'll do it if I'm stuck for an idea, I need some inspiration, I'll just go walk around the circle in my neighborhood. Delegate is my final idea. If you are delegating, delegate more. You'll empower your team and free yourself up to focus. Put your mask on first, and then you'll be ready. You'll have the oxygen, you'll have the air to be able to help those around you. So take care of you. I hope you found these ideas valuable and that you're able to execute many of them. Well, enjoy day 4. I'll see you right back here tomorrow for the final day of Customer Service Week.